Hi Cancer, welcome, welcome, welcome to your Astro Reels. It's my absolute pleasure to do these readings for you. You guys know, if you know, you know. But if you also know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't have to have any particular Cancerian placements in your natal chart for the messages to be for you, and you don't have to be watching at the time that I've published this for the messages to be for you. If they're for you, they will resonate, and yeah, but of course use your discernment. You're an adult, okay? And if they don't resonate, then I would invite you to take a step back, come back at a later time, maybe a couple hours later, a couple days later, and see whether you can recognize the energies now that they've had a chance to manifest a little bit further into your physical life. Oh, look at that. I just looked down in divine signs. Boop, let's save that for you there. If you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me, just at my Etsy page, and the link is somewhere on the page or platform that you're watching. And of course, I'd be happy to work with you. So let's jump in. So I almost, oh my God, guys, stop it. I almost said Capricorn. So, okay, Cancer, looks like we're also calling in your opposite sign, Capricorn. And the reason, wow, I just realized the reason why. The reason why that came in is because I was actually just about to tell you about a message that I got just as I was pressing play. And as I was saying my spiel, I was trying desperately to hang on to that message. And the message that I got is that I was hearing, moving on up to the east side. Remember that? Anyway, you're moving on up, you're elevating yourself, you're elevating your consciousness, go you, right? But at the same time, I was getting a message of like, aren't you forgetting something? So there's something, and I'm seeing your suitcase in another hall somewhere, right? So the point that I'm saying here is that yes, you're elevating yourself, but you also have to remember to look and make sure that you've collected all of your fragments, your pieces. Okay. Now look at this card underneath the deck here. It's showing wealth. So we're seeing that, hey, in what you're leaving behind, you're also leaving behind or cutting off from your consciousness, right? Because that's all fragmentation is. It's a cutting off, willing, by the way, of unity consciousness. So if you're cutting off willingly, or self-denying is another way to say it, then guess what you're not seeing is in there. Maybe information that will lead to your abundance, maybe information that will lead to your sleeping better at night, whatever. This is all part of you, and the resolution that you need and the strength that you need and the strength of character that you need is here. Divided we fall, right? We fall literally in vibration. When we fragment, we fall in vibration. Speak on it. United we stand. Guess what? When we pull ourselves together, that's the natural state of energy. It's wholeness. So that being said, what I was getting for you is that I'm seeing that, number one, you're definitely elevating in some way, whether it's getting a new job, elevating in your consciousness and your awareness, whether it's moving, you're moving on up. But you do need to collect some parts of you, or bring awareness to some parts of you that you are still leaving behind. Now, enter Capricorn. Oh, so they were saying fragmentation is going on is for you. Duh, we know that, right? But enter Capricorn. What is Capricorn to Cancer? It's daddy to mommy. No, I'm kidding. If you know, you know. But, you know, seriously, it is the counterpart to Cancer. They are on the opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to the zodiac. And so to be in a healthy frame of mind, one wants to be somewhere in the middle of those two, where you're mastering the light aspects and the shadow aspects, and the light aspects and the shadow aspects of each. So you're bringing what? Balance. So if we're coming through saying that I almost called you Capricorn again. Wow. If we're saying Capricorn / Cancer, that's also a nod to some of you who may be vibing more Capricorn. And so you want to reel it back in, because the direction that you need to be going in is more Cancerian, right? I tend to do that sometimes because my North Node is in Cancer, South Node is in Capricorn. So when it comes to Capricorn and, you know, these ambitions and jobs and careers and workaholism and all that, I got that down. Resume looking on point, I got that. But Cancerian things, taking time, nurturing, feeling emotions, self-care, slowing down, blah, blah, blah. Those are things that I need to move more towards to create balance in my life, right? And so that's an example of that right there. For some of you, that may be it. Just as I said that, I saw one of you go, I got it. So something just shifted energetically within the collective for at least one person, because this is energetic transfer, right? When I'm channeling, all I'm doing is bringing in these energetic information and making it known to your conscious mind. But your conscious mind is listening as if for the first time with me, but your energetic counterparts are just receiving the information, and they're doing, because sometimes you have multiple parts there, they're doing the work, they're doing the quick upgrades, like, okay, it's integration already. And then it won't hit your conscious mind until maybe a few days later, or just later on in your life. I totally get what Jay was talking about at that time, right? But so I'm just seeing that I heard initiation, that initiation has been made. Yeah, that's also the case with initiation energies. When they come in and they need to be integrated into the energetic vessel, energetic anatomy, right? It may take the mind, the body, number one, the physical body, and also the conscious mind time to catch up. So be careful. If you watch the weekly post for this week, it's a written form, they talked about doing any self-initiations. I'm just going to go ahead and add doing any initiations back to back. You have to give yourself time to integrate these things, because it won't make sense to your conscious mind level until it actually drops in and is able to get to do whatever its resolution work is in a non-physical. It's also why a lot of people struggle, because especially if you're somebody who seems to have physical symptoms after having influx of energy, right? You definitely want to slow your roll, because you don't want to overtax your body. It's like having 5 white Russians, in the first, or 3 drinks of vodka or something in the first 15 minutes. You're like, yeah! And then about 15 minutes later, once it actually runs through your system, you are on the floor in a fetal position. Drooling or not drooling. Is this someone's specific story I'm tapping into? What's going on, right? So be mindful. What's the rush, right? This is what they're saying. I do also want to say that some of you may not even have that kind of reaction in the physical sense, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting headaches, I'm feeling all over the place, I'm breaking out in rashes, I'm this and that, I'm getting aches and pains, or I need to move, I need to dance, I need to blah, blah. You may not have that. You may have more of the emotional effect. That's me. I get the emotions. Hello, Cancer North Node. Hello, got Cancerian energies. So for me, it hits me emotionally. Some of you get emotional. Some of you may lash out. That's not me, by the way. I have too much Libra in me to do that. But some of you may lash out. Some of you may overeat. Some of you may have emotional responses, dysregulation in the emotional sense to these energies while they're integrating. Now, that's just to give you an array of how people deal differently. Oh, they're showing some of you actually showing you losing your money as a result, overspending. Look for that kind of response. Am I overdoing something, overeating, overspending, over-relying? Am I over consuming media, YouTube and this and that, binge? Am I not giving myself time alone? Am I constantly booking appointment after appointment, hangout session after hangout session, right? What are you running from? Well, in those cases, it's because the energies are integrating. BT dubs, we just had solar flare activity last week. Energies are still coming in. All right. I'm seeing a lot of you are attributing, now listen up, this is coming through specifically. Who this for? This is coming through specifically for somebody here. A lot of you, or some of you, or somebody is over attributing your experiences to archontic design, or negative alien agenda, whatever you want to call it, conspiracy theory, attack, entity attack. There are some of you who, this is very specific for, you'll get the tap on your shoulder because we see divine signs here. Spirit will let you know if this is for you. You may be attributing what you're experiencing to these kinds of energies or concepts, which do occur, but are not occurring in your case. A lot of times, if you have old religious programming from many lifetimes, who doesn't? And from this lifetime as well, who doesn't, right? Then you're hardwired by your programming to experience incoming energies as other until they integrate. So you may be like, get off me. Listen, I've done that a lot of times. Like, if you follow this channel, you probably have heard me say that before. You're like, get off me. Who is this? What is this? You know, the power of the Christ comes out, repels you, or whatever your process is. But that is just your energy field having been conditioned to experience energy a certain way, to put a label onto energy, the flow of energy a certain way. That's all meaning making is. We're making meaning up and down, left and right? Meaning is what gives our world definition. The nature of creation is meaningless. There's no definition. There's no up, down, in, out. That's the isness. But when it starts to go into that mode where it splits where creation, quote unquote, splits within itself, splits like a cute little egg, in order to experience itself. That's all it is. It's a false reality, right? And this is what we call duality, and we are way at the bottom of this duality experiment. That's why we're so individuated and fragmented. But when we're in a state of fragmentation, the left hand don't know what the right hand's doing, and that's understandable if you remember that that's what's happening. But if you don't remember that that's what's happening, and you're over-identifying with, let's say, 11 minutes, 11 seconds to right hand, then you're going to freak out when the left hand tries to engage. Hey, that's your hand. There is no other hand but yours. Let's put it together. Then you realize, oh my God, it's not just a hand, it's an arm. And then, oh my God, it's a torso. And then, oh my God, it's some legs and body and a head. And wow, this is one whole body. That's what this is. So what the guides are trying to tell you is when these energies are coming in, make sure that you're creating the space for you to allow for integration to occur. Do not overstuff yourself with these initiations and these healing modalities and this and that. Take your time, process, and you are the catalyst. They're saying a lot of people don't realize that they are actually the catalyst. Your girl Jay, that's me. I cannot show up in your reality with this video unless you have made a choice at some level of your field to be open to energies that will get you thinking, that will help you to reclaim your purpose and all of that. Then I am just a form right now, along with other things that are able to answer your call. A lot of times people don't realize they're calling. This is why you can be doing things healthily in some areas of your life, and then doing things unhealthily in other areas of your life. You're issuing the call for both of those. Don't attribute it to somebody acting upon you, hurting you, sending this attack to you, or these are my genes, or this is that. When you understand energy and you look at the energy anatomy and you see how high up these things go, it always comes back to you. It may not be at a level that you can see from this level of experience, but a mark of maturity is when we start to take a step back and we start to self-reflect, and we just for even a few minutes put down the blaming of other people and the outsourcing of causes to others. At the end of the day, this is about what you need to collect yourself, all right? So collecting oneself is the process of soul integration. It is the process of doing your internal healing. In other words, accepting the parts of yourself that you're currently cutting off so that they can come back into alignment with you, and you can have a more whole expression, and then together you rise in frequency, right? And so, Cancerian, God bless you, or whoever you guys are, what we're saying is you're moving on up, and great job. But please remember to pull in these parts of you that you've forgotten. Yeah, you may now be living in the penthouse, but remember your humble beginnings. Don't forget about that, because it's still affecting you on some level. I actually, the truth is, just through, boom, your decision, you can decide to have integration next day, same time right now. But most, if not all of humanity does not have the philosophical and ideological structure at this time, due to their continuous sociocultural programming, to be able to have that quick of a decision making thing. And so therefore, shadow work is your best bet, where you stop and you turn to look at yourself, and then you, with love, move forward as a unified unit. Mwah. Bye.